Law of attraction, what it is, how it works, and how you can start using it in your life today. A lot of you might think law of attraction, the secret, woo, woo. And I totally get it. I understand. I'm a logical, sensible person too. It doesn't matter whether you're scientifically minded or whether you are into spirituality. This is going to make sense to you. I'm going to break it down for you. So according to the way the law of attraction works, we have already been attracting our whole life. You have been attracting your entire life. So the law of attraction says that you can attract anything you want into your life, but you need to believe it at your core. The trillions of cells in your body need to line up behind that belief, and it brings it into manifestation in your life. Now, the way that you control your being is through your central voice, otherwise known as your thoughts. So to understand the law of attraction, we need to understand how our bodies work. We're not solid. Nothing is solid in the universe, including our bodies. My hand is not solid. It's vibrating at a specific frequency. It's vibrating at a specific rate. Everything is a vibrating structure. Everything is made of energy. So when you look at your table, your chair, the trees outside, the birds outside, your hand, everything is vibrating at different frequencies, different speeds. The device that you're watching this on is vibrating at a certain speed, but your body is not. Thoughts have the ability to change your vibration. We all know this. You know this intrinsically. Thoughts are the first power of creation, not results. The thoughts that we have actually activate chemicals in the brain, and this activates the nervous system. So the thoughts that we have activate chemicals in the brain. We can either be in fight or flight, or we can be in rest, digest, create. These chemicals are actually attracted by the thoughts that we have. Just think about that. That is so powerful. The thoughts that you have activate chemicals in your brain, in your bodies. This creates a vibration that will propel you into action. Now, just think about the vastness of all that. Think about 60,000 thoughts per day. How many days have you lived? All of the thoughts that you're thinking are affecting your internal system, not only in the mind, not only in the thought world, but also in your physical body. This is why the body is like the manifestation of the subconscious. Happy thoughts and stressful thoughts. When you think happy thoughts, you actually produce serotonin, which is a neurotransmitter. And this contributes to your overall sense of well-being. Dopamine, which is largely associated with pleasure and reward, is produced and released into the system based on the thoughts that you're having, about your experience. It's not actually the experience itself, but it's what you are thinking about it consciously or subconsciously. Oxytocin is powerful in creating the feeling of love, relationships, connection, and bonding. When oxytocin is released into the system, it changes the vibration of the being. Now, there are also stress hormones that are released: adrenaline, cortisol, norepinephrine. When we experience stress, stressful thoughts, these chemicals are automatically released. So everyone knows how you feel when you lose your wallet, when you lose your phone, when you lose your keys. Now, it's not actually the experience of losing your keys, it's the thoughts that you have in the moment. And we can all relate to this. What's the first thought that you have when you lose your wallet? You're probably thinking about your credit cards, your bank cards, and seeing your accounts emptied out in about an hour from now. Those thoughts trigger the production and the release of certain chemicals in the body that change the mood, change the atmosphere of your being, and propel you into action that is in alignment. You quickly call the bank and cancel your cards so that you get a certain result. So the thoughts that you think change your body chemistry. They change your physiology. A lot of people think that, above the neck, this is a certain world, and below the neck, that's another world. But that's not true. The thoughts that you think, the chemicals that are released, flood the system and create a vibration. That vibration is so powerful. Why? Because that vibration is your point of attraction, and it's also your point of action. Now, according to the law of attraction, the thoughts and the feelings that we have again and again, that we repeat, that we loop, these are crystallized into beliefs. A belief is just a thought that we continue to think. Now, to understand the law of attraction, we also need to know that we have a conscious and a subconscious mind. Conscious mind is what you are aware of, the thoughts that you know that you're having. If I asked you, hey, what are you thinking right now? You could say, I'm thinking about money. I'm thinking about my relationship. I'm thinking about going on a vacation. These are conscious thoughts. The conscious mind has the ability to generate, originate, accept, or reject certain thoughts. Also, the conscious mind houses the 6 mental faculties, which are imagination, will, reason, perception, memory, and intuition. I'll talk about those in another video. Like I said, the conscious mind has the ability to accept or reject any thought, particularly by using the mental faculty of the reason. Consciously choosing to accept or consciously choosing to reject certain thoughts is really important. Why? Because it changes our body chemistry. It changes our physiology, which changes our vibration, which changes our point of action, which changes the results that we get. And also, it changes our point of attraction. This is why it's so important to stand guard at the portal of your mind and be the gatekeeper of the thoughts that you allow into your life and the thoughts that you don't. So stop for a minute and think about this. What thoughts are you in agreement with? What thoughts have you been accepting into your life? How have those thoughts been changing your being, your energetic signature, your vibration? And what actions have you been taking on the basis of that energy, leading to certain results, which also leads to further thinking? So this is like a loop we're talking about. When you see your results, when you see the 3D world, when you see your current circumstances, you also have thoughts about those results. But those results that you have created up until now are past tense because they are the product, they are the fruit of the thoughts that you have been thinking previously. And if you want to change anything in your current circumstances for the future, you definitely can. All you have to do is start thinking about what you really want and choose to think thoughts that serve you, knowing that thoughts become things. Now, whatever thoughts you make agreement with are automatically going to be accepted by the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind has no ability to reject what the conscious mind hands to it. It has no sense of humor. It has no discernment. Whatever comes in just comes in. When we're infants, this is different. We don't have this gate. We are not the gatekeepers of our mind. So when you see a little baby in a certain environment, they are absorbing absolutely everything directly into the subconscious. This is where the programs start to form. This is where the belief system at a subconscious level starts to crystallize when we are young and we have no ability to gatekeep. Now, as adults, sadly, this is also happening too, because we might not be aware of the fact that it's a powerful truth that thoughts become things, and we can think about whatever we want. We can think about things and there's no consequence. We can accept other ideas from other people and there's no consequence. That is not true. It's so important for us to recognize our power to choose what we think, not only from other people, but also your own beliefs. Just because you have a thought, it doesn't mean that you have to believe it. You can reject the thought yourself. Even if you've been thinking something or believing something for decades, once you start to question that thought, once you start to evaluate that thought and see how it's manifesting in your life, if you don't like it, you can tell it to leave. Now, researchers say that the subconscious mind is in control of about 95% of our actions, 95% of our thoughts, 95% of our feelings. So your subconscious mind dictates your point of attraction. So the thoughts that enter your mind might enter the conscious mind through various channels: your family, your friends, society at large, the media, religion, spirituality, books that you read. There are endless numbers of sources where these ideas can come from. Beliefs that we think over and over and over again that we really relate to become our predominant beliefs. And your life is a result of your predominant beliefs. You definitely have a predominant belief about yourself. That's your self-image. Check out the video above if you want to know more about self-image. You have dominant beliefs about other people. You have dominant beliefs about life in general, your past, your present, and your future. All of these thoughts that you're having are creating your energetic field. Your energetic field is who you're being, and it's also what you're attracting. If you say negative things to yourself about yourself over and over again, and you start to believe those things at your core, those thoughts get stored in your being over the years, and they become a predominant belief. This is a big problem. It becomes a paradigm. One of the biggest teachings in the law of attraction is being able to recognize the paradigms that you have and be able to shift the paradigm and reprogram your subconscious. A paradigm is a set of thoughts, feelings, and actions that create certain results in your life. That's it. The paradigms that you have live in the subconscious mind. Some of those paradigms are really good. They've served you. And some of those paradigms haven't served you at all. In fact, they've been to your detriment. Now, we have paradigms about lots of things. We have paradigms about food. We have paradigms about drinks. We have paradigms about nature. We have paradigms about spirituality. We have paradigms about politics. You name it, you've got a paradigm about it. These paradigms that we have been shaped and contoured over decades. It shapes the way that you believe about the world. If you're rich, if you're poor, if you're good at relationships, if you're healthy, if you love yourself. Now, the important thing to know is with the paradigm will reject anything that is not aligned with the paradigm. This happens sometimes without us even knowing it. Confirmation bias is the tendency to interpret new evidence that's showing up in the 3D as confirmation of one's existing beliefs or theories. This is also how the paradigm works. So, for example, if the belief of the paradigm is that you're not good at relationships and you don't make connections well with other people, even if people come to you and want to be your friend and people say, hey, let's go out, or hey, let's hang out, the paradigm will reject that and say, well, that's not in alignment with what I believe, so I'm going to reject that opportunity. So even though consciously you might think, I would love to make friends, I would love to go out more, I would love to be more deeply connected. If the paradigm's energy and belief is that I'm not good at relationships, I can't make connections, even if that opportunity comes, the opportunity will be rejected. Now, this happens unconsciously. We might not even be aware that we're doing it. This is why with the law of attraction, as we raise our awareness of how things work, the law of attraction is such a helpful framework for us to analyze our own thoughts and beliefs and see how they are influential in our lives and the lives of others. Another thing about the brain and why this is happening, there's a part of our brain called the reticular activating system, otherwise known as the RAS. So the RAS's job is to mediate our overall level of consciousness, our overall level of awareness. So in other words, the reticular activating system's job is to bring into awareness what we are looking for. If you have a paradigm around lack of money, you're going to notice the RAS is going to bring to your attention all of the instances where there's a lack of money. You're going to say, I've got all these bills to pay. I've got this rent to pay. I owe this person that. I'm not making enough money at my job. Now, if you have a paradigm around gratitude and appreciation, you're going to notice other things like, I'm so happy and grateful for the amount of money that I do have in my bank account. I had enough money to buy groceries this week. I do make a pretty good amount of money at my job. So what are you noticing in your life? Also, notice what you're noticing because it's an indication of where your paradigms are set. And remember, according to the law of attraction, wherever your belief system is set, that is going to create the energy in your body. It's going to change your vibration, change your actions, your results. Now, the reticular activating system also filters out of our awareness what we are not looking for. If the paradigm has convinced you not to look for certain things for whatever reason, don't look for love, don't look for money, don't look for connection, don't look for A, B, C, D, E, F, G, then those things are not going to be noticed. You're not going to give your focus to them. You're not going to notice them. Even when they show up in your field, you don't see them. If you don't see them when they show up in your field, you're not going to attract them. They are not going to be attracted to you. You're not going to be attracted to them. So in other words, it's like a missed opportunity. Now, why that's happening is because ultimately of the thoughts that you have had up until now about that certain topic. So it's what we're paying attention to that we're going to see. So we want to increase our awareness. And this is a really important part of the law of attraction, is that we want to be aware of what our patterns even are. Maybe something happened 20 years ago in your life that really rocked your world on relationships. Now, the event happened 20 years ago, but if you've been thinking about it, that event 19 years ago and 18 years ago and 17 years ago and 3, 2, 1 years ago, energetically, you're still keeping that vibration active in your being. And because that vibration is active in your being, it's impossible for you to move on. It's impossible for you to move forward. And then you might be wondering, well, why aren't relationships working for me in my life right now? You might be totally unaware that you are thinking these thoughts, that is changing your body chemistry, changing your physiology, changing your vibration, and therefore changing the actions that you're taking. So the root cause of all of this is always the thoughts. This is the beauty of the law of attraction. The starting point of everything is in your thoughts, and your thoughts are in your control. So the current results that you've been getting up until now have been guided by the paradigm. Paradigms that we have are created moment to moment, hour by hour, day by year, decade by decade. We can't just change these paradigms overnight. It's really worth taking the time to figure these things out. So it all starts with what we think. If you want to change your results, you've got to change your thinking. I love this example too. Have you ever met somebody where they hand you their business card and they have letters after their name, just like almost falling off the business card? They have got so many degrees. But when you look at their life, they're in debt. They're not making money. They're unhappy. Why does this happen? A lot of people have the paradigm that the more education you get, the more degrees you have falling off the wall, then the more successful you're going to be. Those people can work really hard. However, if they're not happy and they're not getting the results that they want in their life, it's not about the education. It's about the subconscious belief systems that they have that they need to change. Maybe about money, maybe about relationships, maybe about health. So what vibration are you on? Remember, the vibration that you're on is actually radiating outwards. You're sending a signal outwards and you are radiating that outwards. And then things are attracted into your field. So when you're in the car and you've got the radio on, if you are tuned to an AM station, you are never going to get 98.5 FM. It's just not going to happen. If you want to tune in to 98.5 FM, then you've got to be on FM. So think about the topics that are really important to you. What vibration are you on? Are you tuned in to the frequency of what you want? Money, love, time, money, freedom, health and wellness, relationships, all these important things about life. What are you tuned into? And remember, these beliefs that we have are on a cellular level. These thoughts that we have are not just occurring up here. They're not just occurring up here above our neck. They actually infuse our entire body. They infuse our entire being. So what do you consciously believe to be true? And what do you subconsciously believe to be true about different topics? Maybe you consciously say to yourself and others, hey, I want to be really successful in business, but then you have subconscious paradigms that don't allow you to take the inspired action that you really want to take to create the results that you want. This all takes time to figure out what these beliefs are that are holding you back from experiencing and being what you want to be in this life. If you are 45 years old, then you have 45 years of programming, getting curious about, what are my programs? What are my paradigms? What do I really think about topics A, B, and C? This really helps to open up your field of awareness so that you can change where you want to change. Because remember, if you are in a lack and limited mindset and a great opportunity comes knocking at your door, you're going to push it away and you're going to say, no, that doesn't feel right to me. I don't think I should take that opportunity, even though it could be the greatest opportunity of your life. Now, why would you push that away? You consciously don't push that away, but remember, the paradigms will reject anything that is not in alignment with them. It's the paradigms that are going to say, no, no, thank you. That doesn't feel right to me. No, thank you. I'm not interested. If you have a lack and limited mindset about things that are important to you, the energy of those paradigms is in opposition to the energy of what you truly want. You need to always be asking yourself, what would I love in this moment? What do I really want? Not what does my paradigm really want? This is a big discernment. You and your paradigms are two different things. You are not your paradigms. We have inherited paradigms from our families, from our societies, from our friends, from education, from tradition, from generations ago, from our grandparents, grandparents, grandparents. So it's important to question these thoughts and beliefs and ask yourself, is this really what I want? If you think life is going to be hard, it's going to be hard. If you think you're going to be abundant, you're going to be abundant. Like Henry Ford said, if you think you can, or if you think you can't, you're right. Now, once you get into alignment with what you really want, not with the same old story of what the paradigm wants. Once you start to get into alignment with what you really want, you're going to notice that you start to get new ideas. You're going to get new inspired ideas that will come to you, that will be attracted into your field. When those ideas have this electricity to them, you can follow those new ideas, take new action that is in alignment with what you really want, not with what your paradigm really wants, and move into action to get new results. And the beauty of this is that when you do the inner work on a daily basis, again and again and again, you're going to have these inspired ideas that are naturally going to propel you into new action and create new results in your life. It's not going to be forced. It's not going to be efforted. It's not going to be a thing. So know this, the physical, tangible results that you see in your life, yes, those are the manifestations. Feeling good from day to day is a manifestation. Loving who you are and having self-confidence is a manifestation. Your mindset, your attitude, your way of being is a manifestation. It's not just about manifesting physical things into your reality. It's about who you become. And remember, your thought is powerful. Thought is first and foremost in all creation. Think about these ideas. Think about how the law of attraction has already been at work in your life, and think about what you would really love, what you really want. Use these ideas to contour your inner world to create the results that you want. So like I said, law of attraction is easy to believe if you know how it works, and then you can get behind it and start analyzing, how is this showing up in my life? How are the effects of this way of thinking showing up in my life? If you love the way things are showing up in your life, great, keep it. If you would love things to change in your life, now you can change it. You can utilize these principles to bring more of what you want into your life. Thanks for watching, everyone. It's been great talking to you. Check out these videos for more information and have a beautiful day.